employee value proposition is a massive one. Why is employee value proposition important? Because it helps you differentiate yourself from your competitor. And again, we've talked about consumer brand, we've talked about employer brand. So if you have a good consumer brand, you have a good employer brand, then you will always attract top talent. Unfortunately, there's a lot of organizations out there as well who have got good consumer brands and good employer brands. So you get to a point where everybody's competing for talent. So the question is, how do you differentiate yourself? Because if someone's applying to you, they'll probably apply to loads of other organizations as well. And if you make them an offer, they'll probably have 10 offers on the table. So the question is, even if they accept your offer, how do you know they're going to come in and work with you from day one when they've got another 9 offers sitting there? And if they're clever, they can start playing one off against the other. So I think in terms of innovative process, then you need to get better at articulating what the vision of the company is, what it's like to work in that organization, what you're going to get back as being part of that organization, which is going to be stimulating and challenging and satisfying for you. So I think by projecting those kind of messages to potential candidates, irrespective of whatever level they're going to join your organization at, is fundamental and key. So if you look at the candidate experience, because again, if they have a good candidate experience, and this can be a CEO right down to somebody at kind of an operator level. If they have a good experience, they'll kind of reference you, they'll talk about you, they'll kind of put you in a positive light. If they have a bad experience, they'll go to social media and they'll kind of articulate their bad view to everybody. So I think you have to be very careful with the positive candidate experience as well. So in terms of building these two things together, it's how do you kind of bring that into a very structured recruitment process. So organizations that are doing that quite effectively, I think are already there. As I said, Deloitte do it very well in terms of that. I've seen some great work that they've done in terms of previewing what they're doing around what it's like to work for their organization. Candidates can get a chance to go in and actually try that and see what it's like through some immersive multimedia situations. So it gives them a feel of what it's like to work in the organization in different roles. They join them into communities before they even start, so they're keeping them warm. They've got regular touch points, so they're not allowing them time to think about whether to go to another organization. They're already part of that organization, even if they haven't come into day one. So I'm just using Deloitte as an example, but they do it very well. But I think any organization which is doing that kind of activity, and then again, obviously going back to our earlier point around analytics, they're actually using external benchmarking data to reference the quality of the recruitments they bring. Even through benchmarking, they're doing some attraction reports to say, okay, compared to my competitors, am I attracting higher talent than my competitors are? Because if I'm attracting more top talent to my business than my competitors are, then at least I've got more top talent to start playing with through the selection process. India tends to put more focus onto the post-hire space, the development aspects. We're going to invest time in developing our people. And if you compare India globally, then India probably do spend more time, focused on the post-hire. Let's just get people and then we'll worry about it. We'll develop them, we'll understand that. Whereas if you look more globally, especially across my region, no. They tend to probably put more focus onto the pre-hire, not the post-hire. Because their view is, it goes back to those 3 questions, the attitude, skills, and knowledge. Skills you can embed, knowledge you can transfer, but it's attitude you're recruiting for. So if we get the right core ingredient, the right raw ingredient, then we can nurture them, we can give them the skills, we can give them the knowledge, we can work with them. So they're focusing very much on the pre-hire space. It's because they're bringing in future leaders of tomorrow. The OECD report last year stated that by 2020, 1/3 of the world's graduates will come from 2 countries, China and India. So there's going to be abundance of graduates by the year 2020. And I don't know whether it's just a thought of this funnel. If we just have all these people coming in the top and we take them through, then at some point we'll have people which we can then spend time in terms of developing. But if you actually spend your budget on getting the right people in your organization, then at least you have some good raw material that you can work with. And it goes back to our leadership today versus leadership tomorrow, skills today versus skills tomorrow. If you just constantly say, well, we'll just go to what we've got and we'll do it with them, it's going to get to a point where that pool of people are lacking the skills or knowledge in order to drive your business forwards. So I think, until people start understanding that acquisition is probably just as important, if not more important, than the post-hire space, then, I think India's got a bit of distance to go before it catches up with the rest of the world.